Hi friends, welcome to another Creating with Gorilla Art. We're going to be making a super cute beaver today. It's a mama beaver taking a swim with her little baby beaver. I can't wait to get started with you. So these are the supplies that we're going to need for today's project. You're going to need watercolor paper. 9 by 13 is the size that I have. We're going to be using, we're going to be needing a pencil. You might need an eraser. These are oil pastels, yellow, black, and brown. You can definitely use crayons. I like the oil pastels because they're a little softer and we're going to be smudging them. So that is a good call to have the oil pastels. These are washable markers. You can tell they're very well used, very dirty, but they work just fine. Washable is important. They can't just be regular markers, and you can't use Sharpies for this. They've got to be washable. These are from Crayola. I have brown, pink, and yellow. I'm going to be using a Sharpie, a black Sharpie. And then we've got 3 acrylic paints. Oops, I got paint on me that we're going to need. Blue, white, yellow. You're going to need glue. And you're going to need a brush. I have my water bowl for cleaning my brush. I'm going to use just a regular brush, kind of a round tip, simple. Doesn't matter too much what kind you use. Look at that, is a well-used brush. I've painted many things. Anyways, you're going to need a brush, water bowl, and a paper towel. And the best thing is you're going to need your imagination. So grab those items and meet me back here when you got them all. Okay, so I'm going to give you directions on how to draw this beaver. Now, whenever you're drawing, I'm always telling and reminding you guys to look for the shapes that you might see to draw. Anything you're looking at, even if you were looking out in nature and you were looking out at the trees and the mountains and the cityscapes, look for shapes and break it down. So I see a lot of shapes happening here, but the most obvious ones are the circles, right? So that's what we're going to start with, the circle. Take that away here. You want to use your whole paper to make this project. Now I'm doing it on a little smaller paper than the original picture I showed you earlier, just because it's better to, you can see it on the film a little better, on the video a little better. But think of this paper, if it was bigger like the other, you're going to start at the very top. You don't want to waste too much space. And I'm going to draw in a circle. Now I'm going to draw a little harder than you are. You guys are in sketch mode, like a ghost mode, which means you're not going to draw very hard. I'm drawing a little harder because I want you to see it. If I were drawing like you should be drawing, you wouldn't see it. It wouldn't come up at all on the video. So I've got myself a nice circle there. You don't want it to be perfect. I wouldn't suggest finding things and tracing because, you know, otters in nature, nothing has a perfect circle head, but it's just that basic shape that we want to kind of get in there. Now we're going to be drawing his arms right there. We're going to put a little bend on them. I like to start maybe right there, and I'm just going to go real light till I like it, and then I'm going to make it darker for you to see. They're kind of coming out a little bit because they're bending. His arms are bending. Her arms. This is a mama beaver. Who's seen a real beaver in real life? I don't know. I bet I've seen one at the zoo, but I can't think of it. But I've seen lots of pictures of them. They're so cute. All right, so we got the little bends in there. Do you see? Now I'm going to extend this around. I may have to erase this later. We'll see if it fits good. Is that showing up? Yeah. There we go. This little bendy arms there, his little paws. Now we're going to start with his little legs right here, his body. We're just going to start kind of curving him in, and then down here at the bottom, it's just going to flap out a little bit. And I'm making kind of a little web. If you've ever seen beaver's feet in pictures, they have these big kind of web feet, and it helps them swim. They're great swimmers. Okay. Got his little feet in. Now we got to put a tail over here. Got to poke out a tail. Right there. Make sure that your beaver is as big as mine in relationship to the paper. Do you see that the head is almost always up here? It's almost touching, and then the toes are touching. Okay, when you do it on a bigger paper, you'll have a little more room to make his legs a little longer, and that would really be nice because they swim. Okay, so we got the tail in, we've got his little legs in. I think we need to start putting in the little baby. Look how cute. Little baby head. So again, it's the same thing. We've got a little circle for his head. And I'm going to start making his body. His body is very similar to this body. Make the legs. I think his legs are going to be spread out like he's taking a nap on mama. Oops. I don't like that little one. Easy. Make a little mistake. Easy to fix. So he's got these little feet. I'm going to put little paws coming out right there. Peeking out. And then he's got to have a tail, right? Beavers have really, really long tails. That also helps them swim. Very cool, interesting facts about beavers. Beavers can see underwater. Isn't that amazing? Have you ever gone underwater and been able to see? I've gone underwater and it's all blurry unless we have our goggles on or something. Beavers can also hold their breath for 15 minutes under the water. That's crazy. Okay, so we have our head and our body of our little babies. Now we're gonna have some fun and put some faces on these little beavers. So I'm gonna start off with a big nose. Right there. And I might as well, I'm gonna put his eyes. Now you can do whatever fun eyes you wanna do. I know everybody likes to do their own version. This, I'm gonna have him sleeping eyes. Maybe I'll do little cute eyelashes. Got his eyes. Now we're gonna put this little fun feature. It's almost like his cheeks or something coming around. I'm gonna do it on this side too. And there's a line. I'm gonna do a little harder in case you can't see it. But remember, you're doing it super gentle. And then he's gotta have teeth. You know, they say beavers' teeth never stop growing. Probably because they're chewing wood all the time and that it's constantly getting kind of shaved down from the wood. I'm going to do the same little cheeks here. And I'm going to do, my little beaver's going to have teeth too. Cute. So we got the face on. That's pretty easy. I want you to catch up. Go ahead and pause me now, get all caught up, and I'll meet you back here. Okay. Welcome back. So one little thing I noticed when I was looking at my pictures, I forgot. We got to put some cute little ears. So I'm going to put some ears right there. Okay. And now what I want you to do is to get your Sharpie, and we are going to trace the baby beaver's eyes and mouth and teeth. Okay, and I'm gonna color in the nose while I've got my Sharpie here. Okay, And then I'm gonna do the Mama Beaver's nose too. Might as well. Get that all colored in. And then I'm gonna do the eyes too. Okay. Should I do, sometimes I do, I'm gonna do this with a Sharpie. Do the whole face here. And I'm gonna do the whiskers now. Baby's gotta have whiskers too, right? Aren't they cute? And that's it for the Sharpie. The rest I want you to trace with black, okay? So I like to use the edge. I don't do it straight up. I try to get as much as I can on the corner. And I'm gonna trace this in. Let's see. Gotta get the little beaver, baby beaver. What are you gonna name your baby beavers? Mine's so cute. Oh, you know what they do a lot? A lot of times they put these little cute waffle lines on their tails. Really adds a little texture because they have very thick things happening on their, almost like scales on their tails. Go all the way around this part. Get his ears. And I don't want to, look, I almost forgot. I don't want to forget that. Round baby's head. His ears. And he's got the little necklines. Isn't that cute? By the way, if you wanted, before you trace, or I mean after you trace, you could come in and just erase any lines that are there that you don't like. Okay, so I got them all traced, and you can pause me here, get caught up, and then meet me back here. Welcome back. Okay, so we're gonna do one of my favorite techniques with the oil pastel is we're gonna smear it. Be very careful around the baby's little head here, but I'm gonna start here, and look at how I'm just going one way. I'm not going like crazy back and forth. I'm pressing, holding the paper with my hands, and I'm pressing, and I'm just dragging my finger along. And you can really see the difference of a smeared line and a non-smeared line. So I'm going to smear this. Gives a really cool blended look. Be careful around those toes. I'm probably not going to smear in there because I don't want it to get too blurry. Let's see. Now we got it all smeared. I think that looks really good. We're going to add our brown water marker, washable marker. I like to color in on the side here. And do notice that I'm not covering the whole thing. I'm just doing the outer edges. Okay, outer edges. Careful not to color inside those circles because we're going to leave those white. I'm going to show you a picture again. See? We're going to leave that white, and on the babies as well. Okay, so coloring that brown. I'm going to do the whole outer edge here. And baby, don't forget to do baby. I'm going to do the tail. Tail there. And then I'm going to come back in with some yellow. Kind of fill in that center a little bit. And it's interesting because I don't think it looks that good right now, but you just wait till we get it all watered. It'll be cool. I forgot to do baby's face. Let's do this around. Okay. A little more yellow here. I'm being careful not to get too close to the things that I want to keep white, because once this will, when we spread it, it'll really spread. I'm gonna do little pink cheeks. So it is going over there a little bit. You know what? He needs a pink tummy because it's cute. Okay, so we got it all colored. Go ahead and get caught up. Outer edges brown, and then the inside yellow. When you're all caught up, come back to me. Okay, so now I'm grabbing my water and my brush. And this is a fun little technique where I'm just gonna be brushing. I like to do the outside first. I'm gonna do all around. Outside, see, it's kind of the same way I colored it. And then I'll come back in and do the yellow. Clean my brush a little bit, because you want to keep it lighter. But by cleaning your brush, it helps do that. I'm filling it in. See how it's all blending in really cool? That pink looks a little red. I might rethink that. That's all right. Look how cute. Getting his eyes, staying very careful not to touch that. In fact, I'm not even gonna go over the little red cheeks. Now I'm gonna get his face. Now be careful, like I said, this really does spread. I'm going right over his eyes. I'm not worried about the eyes at all, because the Sharpie, once the Sharpie dries, it's fine. It doesn't spread like these, because these are washable. Get that there. I almost forgot we got to do his tail, and I forgot to put yellow in his tail. I have a little yellow right now. Yeah, I'm running low on my marker. Isn't that amazing how this washable marker works? I love it. Get it around there a little bit. And cute. They're so cute, little mama. Okay. Now I want you to let this dry. You can either just walk away from it for an hour and come back to it, or you can go get a blow dryer and get it all dry. That's what I'm gonna do. So go ahead, pause me, meet me back after you got it dry. Hey, welcome back. I took the blow dryer, got it all dry. And now I'm just gonna come back in and I'm gonna add a little more oil pastels just to really give it some texture. And I was thinking it'd be fun to put some eyebrows in and maybe make a darker spot right in there. Right where like the bridge of his nose is. In fact, I'm gonna put a little black too. Maybe the black for the eyebrows so you can really see them. Isn't that fun? Okay, and I'm gonna use the long side, and I'm just gonna kind of come in there around the edge. And I like seeing that texture that the watercolor paper has. It adds this really cool thing. It makes it look like it's got fur. A lot of texture and depth in there. Isn't that neat? I'm gonna even come back maybe with some yellow and do the same thing. And I think it really makes it pop. Look at that. Using that long flat side. I'm gonna do it right in here. Right up in there. I think baby needs some yellow. Add some yellow in the tummy. And a little texture around its feet. I think his hands could be darker so they pop. And I'm not gonna smear this because I love, I'm gonna hold it up really close. I love seeing the texture. The watercolor paper actually has like bumps, and it adds this really cool texture, and it gives that illusion that it has something more going on, like it's got some fur. In fact, if you want to put some little lines like fur, I think that would be even more fun. All these little elements that we're doing, just kick up your painting a notch, I think. Do a few with black, just for fun. And what I'm doing is very quickly just doing these little lines. Not too much. You don't want to look like a porcupine, right? Just a little bit like fur. Look how fun that is. Maybe he's a little furry right there. Why not? Isn't that cute? Okay. So there is our beaver. I think our beaver looks cute. So what you're going to do now is you're going to cut out your beaver, okay? I want you to completely cut it out, and then I'm going to take you to the next step. Well, welcome back. So what I did is I cut out my beaver and I used glue. You can just use the white glue to put it all over him and then press him down. You don't have to wait for him to dry to do the next step. It's totally up to you. But we're going to grab our paints here. We've got yellow, blue, and white. And I've got them in this tray, and I'm going to use this tray to pour some of them out. Let's see how it goes. I want to do some mixing of my paints. Okay? I want to do, let's see. I'm going to use straight blue. And then I am going to mix a little white in it. In fact, let's leave it before we add the yellow. Let's see. I've got my brush. I'm drying it off. I don't want it too wet. Okay, so we've got blue and white in there. And I'm just going to add a little bit of white. I'm going to take a scoop of white and put it in my blue. And do you see how it changed colors? Now, just to point out, I have blue still in here. I did not pour it all out. I kept some blue. You need to do that too. And it's a lot darker. By adding the white, we are giving it another tone. When you tone something, you are adding white to it. Okay, those are the tones of blue. And we're going to come over here and we're going to paint these little dashes all around. And I'm not doing it perfect. I'm just, oh, you probably can't see it too well. Might do it with white first. Can you see my little dashes? I'm going to paint those all around. I'm going to add more white to it now because it looks really good. Now, can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. It looks really good when you have different shades of blue. Okay, you have the background blue, then you have that first dark in there. Water makes these little ripples when you lay in it. And these are supposed to mimic the ripples. Not pretty? I think I'm even going to put one more time. I'm going to do another shade of blue. Make it really light. Let's see. It's not much different, but a little bit. I'm just going to do these little brush strokes all the way around. Notice that they're all kind of going in a oval around my beaver. Okay, you wanted to kind of do that. It's not crazy because we are trying to make it look like water ripples. Now, I think we need to put that original dark blue in there. You know what? I was going to dip it back in here, but I see there's original dark blue right there. So I'm all about preserving paint because you know what? I'll be able to use that paint on something else. And I'm coming in here with that dark blue. Again, just doing the ripples all the way around. Not fun. Let's see. Let's do this. Couple more. Now, I think it'd be really fun. I'm putting my brush in the water to add a little yellow to it, because that's going to make it a little different color blue. So I've got my brush very clean, okay, and I'm just going to scoop it out right there. And then I think I'll scoop it right into this pile of blue in the corner here. And what it does is it makes this really pretty, I think like a turquoise blue. Oh, I don't know. Can you see it? There. It's a greeny blue, but I just think it looks pretty to add it. Look at that. Isn't that cool? So just by adding yellow to it, you don't want it, if it comes out too green, you did too much yellow. And you don't want it too yellow either. So mix around, have fun with it. Look at how pretty. Okay. I think it's looking done. What do you think? You know, I'm going to do one other thing. I don't know if I'll like it, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to take a little bit. There's a tiny bit of white. And I'm just going to do a few little white spots. Just to make it look like kind of little white caps. Yes, I like it. Kind of popped. Make fun. And if you want to do, which if you know me at all, if you've seen me before, you know what I like to do. What's coming? What's next? What do you think? My favorite thing. Next to glitter's my favorite thing. This is my second favorite thing. I'm going to splatter. And what I did was I got my brush wet, okay? Put it in the water, and I did dry it a little. You don't want it sopping wet. Definitely not sopping wet, but it can definitely be wet. And I dipped it in. I didn't scoop it in. I had just enough on, and I took another brush or pencil, and I tapped it. And I might put a little splatter on my beaver, like the water splattered on him. Now, if you had glitter, spray glitter, or regular glitter, now is the time. Put it on that water, like a blue glitter. That would be so amazing. I love glitter. Okay, one little thing I almost forgot to add. Since we have the white paint out here, I'm just going to put a little white right in the black of his eyes to make it look like reflection. And maybe a little bit on his nose too. Now we're really done. Now I've got this little foam tray here, and I think this would be really fun to make something out of it. And a lot of the kids I know that are watching this received some supply products from me, and you got this foam thing. So I'm going to give you a challenge. I want you to make this into something. In fact, this would be really cute to make into a 3D beaver. But you don't have to do a beaver. You can do whatever you want. Maybe you want to make it into a treasure box. I don't care. Just do something. Make something out of this. This would be so much fun. You're definitely going to have extra paint because I have a lot of extra paint. So I know you will. So if you have other paint or just markers or stickers, or you want to cut it up, whatever you want to do, I want to see. Go ahead and tag me. Find me on Instagram or Facebook and post a picture. I think it would be so much fun to see. And when you finish this beautiful beaver painting, I want to see that too. Please have your parents send me pictures or post it on Facebook or Instagram. You can tag me at #GorillaArt, or definitely subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be posting things all the time, and you don't want to miss a thing. I can't wait to see you on the next Creating with Gorilla Art.